Every ancient tradition reaches a moment where mystery can no longer remain abstract. Up to that moment, knowledge is symbolic. Stories, rituals, metaphors, teachings. But beyond that threshold, knowledge becomes lived, and lived knowledge carries consequences. This is where most paths stop, because this is where responsibility begins. This is also where the sacred feminine appears, not as an idea, not as a symbol, but as a necessity. Throughout history, people were taught that truth was something to follow, a law, a command, a doctrine. But the inner teachings never said that. They said truth must be embodied. Embodiment means something very specific. It means truth is no longer something you think. It becomes something you are. And this is precisely why the sacred feminine was never optional. The Gnostic and apocryphal texts make this clear. Understanding does not come from authority. It comes from inner clarity, not from obedience, but from perception, not from suppression, but from integration. Mary Magdalene was never removed because she was unimportant. She was removed because she represented something systems cannot control, knowledge that lives in the body. Not knowledge as information, knowledge as felt reality. She represents the moment when truth stops being spoken and starts being inhabited. Initiatory traditions understood this same principle. The highest degrees were never rewards. They were tests, not tests of loyalty, not tests of belief, tests of integration. Could someone hold truth without turning it into domination? Could they carry awareness without using it to elevate themselves above others? Could they experience pleasure without becoming enslaved by it? Could they honor the feminine without exploiting or suppressing it? This is where most initiates failed. Because the sacred feminine demands something terrifying to power structures. Presence without control. Without embodiment, knowledge becomes abstraction. Without balance, power becomes coercion. Without the feminine, truth becomes ideology. And ideology is always safer than lived truth. This is why pleasure was misunderstood. Pleasure was never condemned in authentic teachings. What was condemned was unconsciousness. Pleasure, when unconscious, becomes addiction. Pleasure, when repressed, becomes pathology. Pleasure, when integrated, becomes alignment. The feminine was not feared because of temptation. She was feared because she revealed truth immediately, without mediation, without hierarchy, without permission. The body knows before the mind agrees. Beauty was never rejected in authentic traditions. It was understood as coherence made visible. When distorted, beauty manipulates. When commercialized, it distracts. When integrated, beauty stabilizes. Beauty, in this sense, is not decoration. It is truth that has found form. This is why women were central to the deepest teachings, not as objects, not as symbols for others, but as carriers of embodied knowing. The Christ never taught escape from the world. He taught presence within it. The kingdom was not promised later. It was revealed now to those capable of seeing without fleeing their own bodies. This is the missing piece in almost every modern spiritual conversation. People seek transcendence because they are afraid of embodiment. They want light without weight, awareness without consequence. But consciousness does not mature by leaving the body. It matures by inhabiting it fully. This chapter of Project Null was never about secrets. It was about readiness. Are you capable of truth without fantasy? Are you capable of pleasure without compulsion? Are you capable of power without domination? Are you capable of love without possession? This is the work the sacred feminine completes, not because she opposes the masculine, but because she grounds it. Not because she replaces truth, but because she makes it livable. Knowledge does not liberate on its own. Only integrated knowledge does. This is where this phase ends, not with belief, not with answers, but with responsibility. Project Null.